Hey, what's up guys? Another video here. So today I want to talk about the financial end game. So when you are on your path to early retirement or just retirement in general, you need to set up a end goal figure. So this will account for the amount of money that you'll have to live on for the remainder of your life. So for example, let's say you want to hit a goal of $2 million. So at that point, you're going to want to convert that into assets that will produce some kind of regular income. Okay, so the reason I state that you need to have a financial end goal is because humans by nature are insatiable and they always want more. So what happens is, let's say you hit this $2 million figure, you're going to say, well, in your mind, well, what about $3 million? So in that sense, you'll never stop chasing resources or money. So it's really important that you set this end goal, and this end goal will have to accommodate your lifestyle. So if your lifestyle is going to be, let's say, $10,000, then you'll need to have income to cover that type of budget. But ideally, when you set a budget, you want to set an upper limit where you aren't necessarily spending that amount of money per month. So let's say your end goal budget is $10,000 a month. You ideally don't want to be maxing out at that $10,000. So the remainder of the money that you don't spend that per month, what you can do is allocate those into funds that are continually generating some kind of income for you. So the whole point of the process is, as you're working and as you're accumulating assets, you want to be really pinpointing that end goal in mind, and once you hit the end goal, you have to stop, essentially, right? So you hit that 2 million, then you want to say, oh hey, what about the next million? In that sense, you're going to be chasing your tail. You're going to be going after that number. So if you say 2 million, then it can be 3 million, then 4 million. So it can essentially never stop. So it's really important for you to define that end goal figure. And you have to keep in mind that there may be a market downturn where it may affect your end goal figure, so you have to take that into account. So up to the point that you reach that, then you want to definitely stop. Okay, and the other flip side is that if you do end up hitting that figure, you may encounter a market downturn where it's going to affect the amount, and also you want to factor in taxes. So especially if you're in the United States, there's a bunch of tax laws, so you're going to have short-term capital gains, long-term capital gains. So again, this is not any type of tax or financial advice, but you definitely want to talk to a seasoned CPA, a CPA that specializes in tax law, where you can have a strategy for your exit strategy per se. So when you talk to your accountant, you want to make sure that, hey, I want to hit this X figure, and I want to know what my tax liability is when I reach this figure. So you may actually, if your end goal is 2 million, you may want to have an amount over that amount, so you have a net amount of 2 million as opposed to a gross amount of 2 million where it's going to be affected by taxes and whatnot. So really important that you hit that figure, and of course you want to factor in the tax expense and any type of expense that may affect your figure of $2 million. Again, just an example, and you don't want to keep chasing your tail and have an end goal in mind, because in that sense you'll continually be working non-stop trying to always reach that next figure, that next million, that next 100,000 or whatnot. So again, just to recap here, you want to have an end goal in mind, and you want to factor in, of course, tax expense and any type of other expense. And after that point, you set a budget, but ideally you don't want to maximize the spending on that budget, and any access you have during that month, you want to allot to that same asset producing income where you are comfortable, and in essence, you can still grow your assets if you follow this plan. So that's it guys, and stay tuned for the next video.